Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a reading video. I've got my book that I'm currently partway into, not that far into actually, with me. It's the Off to the Races book, which is the first book in the Gold Rush Ranch book by Elsie Silver. In this book I've got obviously Off to the Races and then the Out of the Gate, like novella is in the back, if I can get to the start of it. To show you guys. Where is it? Here. Yeah, Out of the Gate is just the prequel novella is in the back. But yeah, so today's reading vlog is going to be a vlog where I'm literally just going to ask Siri to give me a number between 50 and 150, and then whatever number they give me is going to be how many pages of my book I read each day, kind of. I'm starting this on a Thursday, so it's not going to probably be a full week. I might try and make it a full week if I can film the day that this goes up. I'm not sure, depending on how many pages I end up needing to read and stuff. But yeah, so I am trying to get through this book. I'm hoping that I can get through this book in this video. That also includes like the novella in the book. But yeah, I kind of want to be finished with this book and onto the next book. In this, that's why I'm going between 50 and 150. Obviously, because I've still got other stuff to do in the day as well. But whatever number it gives me is like kind of like the minimum of pages I need to read. I might end up reading more in the day or whatever, or I might just end up reading the minimum. But whatever number it gives me, I will work out what page it is up to, and then I've got like this tab here which I'm just going to slot onto the page and then be like, I need to read it till I hit that point. Obviously not here, I've just slotted it in somewhere, and then that'll be where I go up to, and then if I pass it, I pass it, or whatever. But yeah, so currently I'm on chapter 6, page 56 at the moment of this book. And I'm just using this Eel and Piglet book that says, if a book is well written, I always find it too short. And that's because it just somewhat matches with the cover. I always tend to try and match my bookmark with the front of the cover somehow. Somewhat of trying to hit some of the colour in the front page. But yeah, let's get into it. Give me a random number between 50 and 150. I don't know if you heard that, but 100. Which isn't that bad because I just need to go to 156, which is where 153. Okay, so it's towards the end of a series, a chapter. So 156 is here, which is towards the end of the chapter. So I'll probably end up reading up to the chapter, which is chapter 18. And that's why I'm reading 11 chapters, because I'm on chapter 6. And I end up getting towards the end of chapter 17, so yeah, 10 chapters. But it doesn't seem like a big chunk. But it means I'm more than less. Might get like quarter of the way through the book. Is that quarter of the way? I have no clue. But yeah, so let's get on to reading. So it is, the next day is Friday. Yesterday I managed to read beyond the 100-page mark. So I moved the tab and just put it on the front of my book. But yeah, I'm about like halfway through my book, I think now. Or at least halfway through Off to the Races. Because obviously the novella is in this book, so it doesn't look halfway. But obviously I don't know where the novella starts. Oh my god, that's actually chapter 1. I didn't even mean to do that. I was close, 2 pages off. But obviously that is the actual book, and then this is the novella. So I'm about halfway through this book. So I feel like I might actually manage to finish this in a couple of days, like at the weekend or so. But yeah, as I was saying, I did read my 100 pages and then go over a bit. I got to chapter 19. So yeah, I read the last, was it page or two I had of chapter 17 from the 100-page point that I had yesterday, and then a whole chapter afterwards. So I read up to page 169 is when chapter 19 is. So I read up to there. So I read quite a bit and stuff. So let's see how many pages I'm going to be reading today, and if I read any extra today. And that, since I do have more free time today than I did yesterday, so maybe I could probably get a bit more read. But anyway, let's go. Give me a number between 50 and 150. 67. So we've got a lower number today. I've got to try and work out what page 67 is. So I need, what's that? 169 plus 67 is page 236. I'm reading up to 236. Here. So I'm going to put the tab in, and by the looks of it, it doesn't seem like that much. So I might read over that, to be honest, today. And that one thing that is also slightly annoying in this book, but I kind of get it, is obviously it's all in one book, so the number just continues on, the page number just continues on through the novella, which I guess is handy for this. For when I hit the novella, I just need to continue counting them pages. But with like tracking it on my Fable app, that's going to be annoying. So I might just end up leaving it until I've like completely finished the novella to mark it off or whatever. But yeah, so going to get into doing some more reading. So it is Saturday. Yesterday I read a little bit over. I read to chapter 27, which is page 240. So I read 3 pages technically over. I also changed the tab because the other tab was getting a bit dirty, because when it was in my bag when I was downstairs, it came off a couple times and it was just getting gross in the bag. So I've swapped it over. I'll probably end up doing that a couple times, swapping it over to another one. But yeah, this one's just more prominent because it's a different colour. But yeah, I'm now, I think it's 72% through this book, well off to the races. And when I started this, I was 16%. So I've managed to do quite a bit in like 2 days, which is great. And that, with how today is, I have no clue what we're doing today or whatever. But all I know is I have some family coming around. So with reading, I might be able to read a bit in this morning. I don't know about during the day. But depending on the number I get, I might have to do some reading tonight, this evening. But yeah, but anywho, let's get told what number I'm reading. And that, give me a number between 50 and 150. 103. Which is great. I think it is also over the book. Yeah. So I'm going to be starting. Wait, where am I? There. Because I'm going to be starting on page 140. Obviously, I'm going to go to 139, because I normally read the page that I'm like finishing on. I guess 140 is actually the 100-page point, actually. But it is also like a few pages into the, where is it? Out of the Gate, which is the novella, which I'll be starting today, which is actually great news, and stuff. So it means like my 3-book rule a month, which I'm doing, where I'm going to read 3 books a month, and hopefully a bit of another one, or hopefully read another one, might actually be done like this week. I might have finished like my 3rd book, because Out of the Gate classes as my 3rd book. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and read that today. I might end up having to read some of it tonight. But yeah, so let's get on to doing some reading. Hi guys, so it is Sunday, so another day of reading. I thankfully managed to finish doing the reading of yesterday last night. And did I stay up late to do it? Yes. So yeah, that was fun. And that, but yeah. So now on that, I did read also like 2 pages after. If you peek, me actually putting the tab into where it needed to go, I did do 3 off. The actual number I was meant to do. I marked it at 100 pages, and then once I got like downstairs, I remembered it was at 103, so I did obviously move it back to 3 pages, and that, but yeah, but I read the 3 pages, and then I only had like a page and a bit left of the chapter, so I was like, I might as well finish the chapter last night, and that's, I'm now on chapter 2 of Out of the Gate, the little novella. So I feel like I could potentially finish this book today. Depending on how many pages I need to read, and two, if I do actually just put my head down and read. So yeah, sorry about this, sound quality might be worse because I just forgot I don't have my mic on, so the sound might be all over the place, especially for this clip. Give me a number between 50 and 150. And it is 57. Okay, so what is like 57 plus 346? Time to get my calculator out. 346 plus 57 equals 403. Okay, it's the start of chapter 8, so it's still in this book, it's still in the novella, and stuff, but yeah, so maybe I will try and like read a bit extra, but that's the minimum of today. But yeah, so it is weird holding up this book and it be the literal novella in the back, because obviously I finished Off to the Races. It's Out of the Gate that I'm currently reading, but because it's like midway in the book, it's at the end of the book, it's weird holding up the front cover of Off to the Races because it's a bit weird holding the book like this. But yeah, so let's get on to reading this. Where am I? Here. Hi guys, it is Monday. Nearly forgot the day then. I managed to read what I needed to read yesterday. I was going to read a bit over and try and finish the little novella in the back of the book, but it was kind of the thing of I ended up reading like the small bit that you guys saw and then reading the rest of it in the evening before going to bed, just to get it read and done. So I didn't end up finishing it. So I've got the few pages left of this novella, and then I can then start the next book, which is The Frontrunner, which I think I've picked up the wrong book, because I think it's a photo finish that's next. So let me grab that one. So now I've got the right book, the right second book. Oh, the back's a bit like wonky on here. I guess that one's slanted a bit as well, but that one's more slanted on the back. I didn't realise that. But yeah, anywho, so I'm out of breath from running up and down the stairs now. But yeah, so this one will definitely be finished, which concludes my 3 books for this month of reading. And then I'll be starting this book, which I might be able to get somewhat into this book depending on obviously how many pages I get today and how many pages I get tomorrow, to see how far I get into it. But yeah, but I'm doing a good thing in through these books, or this series should I say. So if I can get like, I want to say halfway through, but I don't know how long this book is, to be honest. How many pages is this book? Is it ending there? Yes, 332. And that's I'm like, if I can get somewhat halfway through the book, that might be great and stuff, since this is technically the third book in the series, and that's obviously including the novella, so I'm getting through the series a bit. But yeah, anywho, let's figure out how many pages I need to read to then try and work out where I need to read up to. Give me a number between 50 and 150. And it is 132, which I think is the highest number I got. So now I need to work out where I'm going to be at with that. So, what page am I currently on here? 104, so, no, not 104, 404 plus 132 equals 536, but I need to take off whatever the last page of this is. That's the epilogue, which is here, which is 432. So minus 432. Yeah, minus 432 from that one. So this obviously will definitely get read no matter what. And then it's 104, so page 104 in this. Wherever page 100. I know they said 134 then. 104 is here. So I'm reading up to here, which I don't know if it's quarter of the way through or not, because it seems like it could be like a quarter of the way through the book or so, or near to a quarter of the way through, and stuff. So yeah, the most amount of pages I've had to read. So what was it? 100 I think was the first day, and then it was I know I've had 100, I've had 103, I've had 57. That's like 3 out of, how many have I done so far? A bunch. I can't remember the other days now. But yeah, I know this one has definitely been the longest day, and it also means I'm getting onto the book where the sister of the brothers and stuff of the Chestnut Ridge series is in this book, and onto her story and stuff. It's Violet Eaton, I think that's how you pronounce her name, I'm not sure, last name, is in this book, whereas her brothers and her dad is mentioned in the Chestnut Ridge series, but her brothers are most of the Chestnut Ridge series. Obviously not all of them, because they're not all the men in the series are related. But yeah, but the sister is in this one. So yeah, this also contains a bonus scene in this one. I would say there was a bonus scene in this one as well, but yeah, in the back. Features an exclusive bonus scene limited to this paperback edition. I know I said that weirdly then. But yeah. But anywho, let's get on to doing some reading. Okay, so I'm on obviously a photo finish now, which is the book I'm on. I'm like 32% through it, which is obviously higher than what I thought I was through it. I thought I was like quarter of the way through, or gonna get quarter of the way through yesterday. And I read like the exact amount of pages I needed to read. I like didn't go over at all. Which I think I'm actually gonna be getting halfway through this book like today and in this video. Since today is gonna be the last day I do this. Just because this needs to go up tomorrow. So it's not gonna be like a full week, but yeah. So let's see how many pages I need to read today. Give me a number between 50 and 150. $146. Okay. Fun. I think that's like the highest number we've got now. So 146 plus 105, which is what? 100 and... No, not 100 and... it'll be 205 plus 46, 151. So it'll be 251, I think. So I'm on 105 plus 146 equals 251, yeah. It'll be... So, where's 251? There. Why do I have the feeling now I'm going to be near... I'm literally towards the end of this book. Because 251 is there. So I've got to obviously read this page and then I'll be starting from that page. But that is literally like a big chunk. So I could be like 75% or over, to be honest. Because that seems like a smaller chunk than what this one is. And it's just 31%. So, yeah. But it only seems like somewhat smaller. So I could be like 75% through this book. Or around it. By the time this video finishes. So, I guess I was originally thinking when I was thinking of doing this video, I want to get really far into this series and get as much as I can of this series read. So if I keep hitting the mic, because it is like a low down on me at the moment on my top, because I'm not wearing like a jumper or anything, so it's not like up here, it's like down here off camera. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, so as I was like thinking of doing this video, I was like, I want to get through as much as I can of the... Oh, it doesn't say it on here. On this one, the Gold Rush Ranch series as I can. And as I was like reading slowly through like the first one, I was like, I'll do 50 to 150 pages, because then it can give me like whatever, and I'm also getting through like a few pages each day. And that, to be honest, I did get more like obviously pages in the hundreds than I did in like the double letters, like the 50s. I think did I get 61? Like a 60 something? I can't remember now. But yeah, so obviously I just wanted to get as far as I could in this series, and to be honest, I thought if I can at least finish the first book, then that is great in it. Which obviously I did. Technically I finished 2 books within 1 physical book. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to possibly get through Off to the Races and finish that one. If I could finish the the out of the gate, that would have been great. But I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to finish the whole physical book in this or not, because I did think I was getting like gonna probably end up getting lower amounts to read. But the fact that I managed to start this one, and I'm going to get obviously over halfway through, is amazing to think about. That this is going so well, and I'm being able to go through the series so fast and read a bunch. That also helps with my physical TBR of like the 40 books that are on there, because I think this is number, let me think this through. I've read Book Boyfriend, Hopeless, Now Out of the Gate, and Off to the Races, which is 4. So this is my 5th book out of the 40, I think. And then I also have two other books which I've finished. So yeah, so this is my like 7th book in total this year that I'm reading. Because I've also read like 2 extra books this year, so I've got like 7 random extra books that I want to read this year on top of my actual 40 book TBR list. So the fact I can get through these so fast doing this is great. So I might do another one of these like later on in the year. I don't know if it'll be like a series though, because I've only got like 2 more series left. I've got I don't know what the series is called, but like the series of like the Wild Love book and like the rest of that series. I've got that series from Elsie Silver. Oh, the Rose Hill series, it says that on here. So I've got that series, and then I've also got like a 2-book like motorsport series. So I don't know if they will be in a reading vlog or they will just be read normally, but yeah, I got more like reading vlog random videos coming through the year. But anywho, let's get some reading done since I'm just rambling now. Hi guys, sorry, just hit my mic then. I'm just popping on to obviously end the reading vlog and also update you guys on where I got up to. I think only like at the start of this reading vlog I was actually reading over the pages that I was given obviously by Siri, and then by the end of it I just started reading the amount of pages I was given and not going over, because I was reading it and finishing it like just before going to bed. But yeah, at the start of this, I kind of wanted to obviously see where I got up to in the Gold Rush Ranch series. But my main objective was to finish this book, or at least the story of Off to the Races, and then possibly get partway through like the novella in the back of this, because I thought that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. Possibly start a photo finish, and that, and just see how far I get. How many times am I going to say in this clip? But I managed to finish Off to the Races, Out of the Gate, which is the novella in the back, and get 75% through a photo finish, which is great and amazing. I'm literally technically on the 3rd book, but it's the second book, but it's a technicality kind of as a third book because of the novella. But yeah, so I'm 75%. I've just got a quarter left of this book, and then this book is finished. But I feel like if I was reading today, because it's like the next day, the next morning, I'm just wrapping this up, I could have possibly finished this. So, but just to make sure this is up, edited and up on time, I'm not doing any reading today for this reading vlog. I'll probably do some reading, but just not in this reading vlog. But yeah, so I managed to do quite a lot. I had a couple hundred and over. I think I possibly had 2 that were in like double digit, and then the rest were in triple. So yeah, I managed to do quite a bit, which is great. Still got, obviously, the quarter of this book and then 2 more books left in this series. But I've been flying through this series doing this reading vlog. So yeah, I'll probably do this again sometime later on in the year. But I will see you guys Wednesday for, I think it's a pampery kind of video. So I'll see you guys then for that one. But I will see you guys Sunday for a vlog. So I'll see you guys then. Bye!